Hey, what is up, YouTube? This is Bootney Farnsworth, and today's commentary, we're going to talk about Billy Badasses. Now, Billy's come in all shapes and sizes, but this particular Billy, he goes to bars with his tap-out shirt to impress the girls. And I kind of like these kind of Billies, because when I meet them, I ask them, so, hey, you're a fighter? Yeah, and they say, yeah, I'm training.
Besides, we both know I'm training to become a cage fighter.
Yeah, right. These guys train in their mom's basement, never been to any legitimate gyms, all so they can appear to be a fucking tough guy. Now, some Billies actually compete in the sport of MMA. Now, these are the type of Billies that I really can't stand. They have no discipline, and if they fight, it's at some small show that their uncle was putting on, or some promoter, some shady ass promoter that they know, and they always fighting less skilled opponents, and then bragging about having an undefeated record. When these type of Billies go to a legit gym, it's always the same. They want to roll or they want to spar with less skilled opponents, totally avoiding the beast in the gym, the true fighters. And these Billies live by a code, and that code is fake it till you make it. But these motherfuckers never make it. One good thing about these Billies is they make good sparring dummies, but you gotta be careful. In my experience, most injuries during training have been these Billies trying to prove a point by holding on a submission lock a little bit too long or just going crazy because they have no type of composure. What's most important to these motherfuckers is they trying to prove a point in the fucking gym. Now I'm going to discuss two experiences I had with Billies. This first particular Billy came into my gym a while ago, said he wanted to learn how to fight, and I was started with striking, teach him how to strike, very slow, because technique is very important, in the beginning. Well, technique's always important, but definitely in the beginning, because you don't want to develop bad habits. So we're going slow, and I could tell that he was the type of Billy, he wanted to hurry up and spar, hurry up and do other things. He didn't want to go slow, so he trained with some of my other guys, and he's rolling around, and he's getting trashed. Not totally embarrassed, but you can definitely tell that he was humble. So eventually that Billy left, and he joined the boxing gym. And thanks to social media, he had some words with one of my guys at the time. And I don't get involved in that type of bullshit. So yeah, he had a couple words talking about MMA and how he don't want to be rolling around with a guy and how he really wants to fight. But I just stayed out of it. But I did post something on Facebook, respectful, because that's how I am. I'm not into all this fucking internet trolling shit. So I just let them know, and I let anybody know in my area. Said if you have any problem with me or anybody that I train with, my address is 1810 Broadway. And that was my response. Come bring your shit, bring your training gear, and let's go. Because talk is fucking cheap. So I ended up seeing this Billy maybe a couple of weeks later. Saw him at one of the local shows, and this bitch didn't even look me in the eye. Just kind of looked down, and I could tell he was a pussy. But anyway, I just smiled, said what's up to him, because that's just my personality. Now the second Billy I'm going to discuss, he was an amateur fighter, real skilled too, but he didn't take training seriously. I was seeing from time to time, he'd shoot me a message talking about how serious he is and he's ready to commit 100%. And then I'd see him a week later and he was like,
I broke my back.
What do you mean by that?
My back is broken.
What, a vertebrae or what portion?
Spinal.
Spinal, man? But my response was,
this is number one bullshit.
So anyway, but this particular Billy, is kind of shady, because there was one incident where typically when I go to the gym, I put, all my money and shit in my bag. Anyway, we were training with this Billy, a couple other people. And then when we were wrapping up and we were done training, I noticed that I was short $20 in my bag. So I was like, all right, that's cool. $20, it ain't nothing. So I leave the gym, everybody's gone, and this Billy calls me and says, hey man, I got some money for you. So I meet him somewhere and he gives me $40. Now, Why this Billy didn't have that $40 when he was training, I don't know. But I think this Billy was $20 short. And I know where he got that other $20. But it's no big deal. I don't sweat shit like that. When I was coming up as a fighter, and I would go to bigger gyms, and I used to always wonder why a lot of gyms, when new guys come in, that they would literally beat the shit out of the guy. But now that I'm a trainer and all the bullshit that I've seen, I finally get it. It's to weed out the bullshit. Mixed martial arts is a passion to real fighters, real trainers. So when some okie doke Billy Badass comes in and claims that he is a part of a selected few of individuals who can call themselves a real fighter, that shit's not happening. You gotta shut that shit down quickly. Well guys, I'm gonna end this rant, and let me know in the comments section, am I being too hard on Billies? This is Bootney Farnsworth, the commentator, formerly known as the only pugilistic COD commentator in the business.